Okay, we got action here. We have two players from this greater Baltimore, Washington area. Miss Kia Burwell, PBA. She's a Classic Tour member, and we have Eugenia Gyftopoulos from, I believe, Glen Burnie, Maryland.
Kim McKenna.
On
Table 12.
a corresponding match table next to it, we see Kathy Friend getting ready to shoot a 9-ball versus Alyssa Salt from New Jersey.
George, you familiar with Alyssa?
I just met the young lady this morning, and I watched her hitting balls, and she was hitting balls sharp. And if we would have been in a player auction situation, I would have definitely given her a rattle as a dark horse.
And you are Ellie, right? Huh? You're Kim.
Just because I like a little action every now and then. Okay, here we go. Eugenia's on the break. Broke in the wing ball. Good break shot.
One ball tried to go in the side pocket.
That would have been nice for her if she would have, because she would have been looking right down at a 2-9 combo to get the match started. Kia is runner-up player of the year last year on the JPNEWT tour. We're here at the Triple Nines Bar and Billiards, Elkridge, Maryland, located on US Route 1, midway between Maryland 100 and Maryland 175 on the southbound side of the road. Stan has done a marvelous job with this place, and he's hosted regional pool. Look at this touch. That's tasty.
Oh, yeah, so stuck her right underneath the 5. Take that.
That's tasty. Tasty. Just like Stan's food is tasty here, too. I've gone for the chicken and shrimp quesadilla, and not quite. Bad strike from Kia. Ball in hand for Eugenia, and I maybe like her playing the one in the side pocket. Looking at a potential 2-9, I think she could roll her cue ball with the one in the side pocket.
So George, you would set up for the 2-9 here. You would play this one, so you can set up for the 2-9.
You see, the nine is in this spot in the middle of the table where you have to get the correct angle to go up from the 2 to the 3, and you stand to run into the 9 going down table, or you're going to have to play hillbilly hardball and muscle this ball.
Yeah, so that's what you're saying. You're going to have to muscle up on this shot if you're trying to draw it back, because you really can't go forward because of the 9. Oh, she hit that good.
She hit that real good. Eugenia is one of these players that is when she plays good, she plays really good. And I've seen my share of regional players that when they either play real good and they're in the final 4, or they're not wasting too much time in the place, that they're 2 and done and they're out the door. But her top gear is real strong.
Just reaching for that ball a little bit and poked it.
Right, look at that. She's got Kia incarcerated on this 4 ball, maybe.
Not the way you want to come to the table after just being hemmed up on the last shot underneath the 5.
Oh, she can hit it, apparently.
Yeah, she can hit it. She can probably pocket this ball.
That's correct. Hit the 9 and stay there. Look at that, huh?
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot. Had to come with it. You know, it's not
Perfect
an easy
hit.
shot, especially after, you know, your first shot you were kicking.
Perfect position. There's no person I've seen in my last 20 years or so that worked any harder on her game than Miss Kia Burwell. And she handles herself with dignity and respect, and she's a total professional. Kia is good people. I worked with her briefly near the beginning of her journey. And
Well, some might say that Key is a bit no nonsense, but I think she takes pool very serious.
Oh, my-
and she
yeah.
doesn't like the shenanigans that might come about with people that are less serious about the game.
Oh, she's serious, but she does have balance. I've known her, like I said, for 15, 18 years. I hate to put the time I've known ladies on the clock, because otherwise I might get slapped, you know. But some people I've known even longer than 15 years, and hopefully they don't slap me if I say how long.
Oh, go ahead. Don't bother me any.
Well,
I take my age with pride.
sure. The fact we got ours, now you got
So
to get
Linda's
yours
over here
something.
chiming in saying that she's not offended.
Well, you know, like I said, you know, a long time ago, I was going to be a diplomat and go to diplomat school. Instead, I went to hustler school.
I think George went to filibuster school. That's
Phyllis, I knew a lady named Phyllis Buster. And she had Philip Buster as a twin brother. I knew them both, knew them well. They were good people.
So the question in the chat from Sharon was, how did the Calcutta go? Well, this morning we decided we were giving out some awards and stuff, and we wanted to just hold off a bit on the Calcutta. And frankly, we were talking with the gentleman last night that were here, and that's another topic. We had a great event, first chip tournament. We had 17 people here, and they were all asking about when the next chip tournament's going to be. And what we're trying to do is use that chip tournament to generate interest from folks that aren't necessarily from within the NEWT. What we don't want to do is to create a Calcutta where the players are bidding and taking each other's money in the Calcutta. We'd like to have other people that are interested in watching the ladies play come in and be involved with the Calcutta. So until we feel like we have that, we're going to hold off on the Calcutta until we have that interest and we have those people that are coming in for the Calcutta. And we will use our chip tournament to try to get that out there.
And to that end, you know, this is always an open tournament. In other words, players are never seeded here or anything like that, where they're given automatic buys into the second or third rounds, like. You know,
Yeah.
and,
I think we're both on the same page there, George.
And sometimes, you know, you might have two top players hooking up with each other right away, and one of them is going to go to the one-loss side right away, and the Calcutta and all that stuff. You have lots of people. I've been involved with them for a long time, and I've actually seen many events I've played in where I won tournaments where the Calcutta paid more than the tournament purse.
And I think that happens quite a bit here in the Maryland area, to be
Sure.
honest. It's a pretty happening spot here in Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania, D.C., and I'm just speaking from my experience because I don't get up into the Delaware area much or the New Jersey area. But, man, the Calcutta pots around here can be pretty significant. So if we can get
Good
the
hit
interest,
there from Eugenia.
yeah, if we can get the interest from some of the other folks here that are patrons and at the venues, we will certainly pursue that Calcutta. And I think it's good because it allows the purse to grow a little bit, generates some excitement, and it brings some other people here that aren't necessarily here to shoot pool, but here to watch the action.
And here to get in action, you know, and what might happen, and now I'm going to just kind of try to ring a little funny here, is that Stan sells great food. He sells some pool cues, some equipment, cases and all at the 999's Bar and Billiards. But he could get a rack of deodorant sticks up here for the people who want to sweat the action on this Calcutta. You could get your choice of the right guard, or the band takes the worry out of being close or secret, arid.
Jeez, George.
He could stock up.
So 7 ball's the problem here.
The shot I like is she can draw her ball back with the low right back into the 8 and somehow kick a shot to the 5. This is all well and good. This has got possibilities.
Yeah, maybe draw it over there a little bit.
She can punch her ball into the 7 and 8
Yeah.
and stay on the 6 for the side pocket. Hit the 7. She's going to have to stand up on a soapbox and jack up on this ball a little bit, which is what she's going to do.
That's it. You called it, George. Didn't quite get the separation she was looking for.
But she made it a playable combination. Those balls are sitting kindly for a 7-8 combo that can roll right into and out. That was a real strong shot Eugenia struck on that 5 ball. One of the nicer shots I've seen so far today. And this shot carries natural shape to the 7-8. She fired it wide. That's too bad. She worked hard and got into that rack and got a real desirable chance to get to the back end of that rack, but Kia should fall good on this 7 and 8.
Thank you, Dylan.
Is that Dylan Spoor?
Yeah, Dylan Spoor popped into the chat.
Good player.
Top notch. We just him and I just was competing in a under 1200 Fargo Scotch doubles event, and
Beauty
I'm sure his
from
back was
Kia.
killing him by the time the event was over with. But man, what a strong partner to play some pool with. He is an excellent, well, a student of the game, but a teacher as well. And I think that George, Dylan Spoor is going to be around the sport for a long time to come, not only as a player, but as an advocate for the sport, no doubt in my mind.
I got to see Dylan maybe a year and a half ago, playing down on the boulevard down there in Glen Burnie.
Yeah.
And he did some things that I saw that they were between mystified me but truly impressed me. Beautiful shot from Kia, takes a 2-0 lead. Kia did get on the. See, Eugenia did make that 7-8 combination of play, and unfortunately just didn't quite knock the 6 ball down, and it cost her, like it will with the better players. You generally get one good shot a game against players like Kia, Linda,
Eugenia, yeah.
Yeah. These players can play some.
Kevin, I agree. We are lucky to have George in the booth. No question. In fact, we just agreed to have George in the booth for the Bob Stocks Memorial. That's coming up. He said, I've got my room already. So he's looking forward to it. We just had a couple more players added. We just added Fedor Gorst and Kristina Tikac, if I pronounced it correctly. I'll go ahead and put the players list and the sign-up list. We do have a few more openings for the Bob Stocks if you're interested.
I have one of my students. I have one of my students. If Donald is listening from Delaware or on this stream, he's. I know he expressed some interest. I gave him info.
Well, we'll just have to get him on the list. We'll reach out, find out what the intentions are.
Kia's developed a right-hand game too. Oh, she just caught a little too much of that two ball. Just caught a little chunky.
But I like how she handled it. You know, you can get really frustrated with yourself and something like that, but she just went there and just made lemonade out of the lemons. You know what I mean? And just didn't get too caught up in the moment and played a good safety.
Like I said, sometimes you're not going to execute your shots, but as long as you play the correct shots, you see, now she's got ball in hand. And this is she's gonna. I don't know if the 3 passes the 6 to that corner, or she's got to go upstream with the 3, or play the 3 in the side pocket near us.
Kevin, did I mispronounce his last name? I sometimes have problems with those European last names. Gorst? It's Gorst, right?
Gorst.
Yeah, that's right. Don't mess with me, Kevin.
Not borscht. That's that beet soup from a verboten area we're not allowed to talk about in this country. But I know Federer has nothing to do with any of that.
No, and it's unfortunate. You know, a lot of the athletes are caught up with the politics, and I'm not going to get into it.
No,
we're going to leave that alone.
I'm here to forget that stuff. Actually.
Yeah.
Ah, that was stylish.
All right, good,
she
Kevin.
Spun it off
Thought
the 6.
maybe I had a bolo there, so thank you.
It's problematical. I think the 5 might go past the 7, or she might have to play it in the side pocket and bump the 8.
Oh, wait, that's wide.
Oh, she had it.
Man,
but
she hit that good.
now she's got a high
Now
right
she's got a
ball.
little bit of a problem. I think she can see the 6.
She's got a high right ball where she's got to twirl the pearl. Right edge, half the tip hits air.
Uh-oh, George.
She caught the rail and walked the plank.
That happens so often.
Well,
I see that happen so often.
Well, you see, the trick with that shot is that you gotta commit to the spin. You can't. You actually got to go right out on the edge and all the way up at the top.
And go through with the stroke,
and
right,
go
George?
through with the stroke. She didn't finish the stroke quite correctly, and I'm sure if I were to talk to Kia about that, she would agree with me on that. And I know she watches all the matches back on tape when they're.
No question. I'm sure she's definitely she's another one of those students of the game.
Oh yeah, of the highest
I saw
degree.
your look all the way.
And George, what we're getting at is a lot of folks need to learn how to be their own teacher. They have to learn how to be their own coach at times, right, George?
I can tell you this, Wayne. I've been teaching for a long time, and I tell people this all the time, that you're going to learn much more practicing than I could ever teach you playing. I can give you tips, man, just things to work on and point out some things, but essentially it comes down to you learning what's going to work right for you and make your game click after you've gotten some information.
That's right. That's right. Eugenia on the board.
2-1.
2 games to 1.
It capitalizing on a cross corner scratch, the same cross corner scratch that caught Ada in that last match when she went cross table and scratched on the deuce on a very similar shot, except not from the rail so much.
All right, so key to break, leading 2 games to 1 on a race to 7.
There's a real good match going on right next to us with Alyssa Salt out of New Jersey playing Miss Kathy Friend from the Dundalk area, Dundalk outside of Baltimore, and very, very going to be a hotly contested match.
So I found Kathy, Friend, on the list, going back some years.
Sure.
She's been following the tour for some time, right?
Kathy has been a good regional player and all for the better part of 20 years. This looks like I'm gonna have to take a timeout. I'm gonna go on the side and flap my jaws in anger at this
Lunch
juncture.
break for George. So we'll cut that mic off here for just a second. All right, you're stuck with me for a while. So Eugenia just trying to thin off of that 1 and try to find some place to hide with the cue ball. Was not successful. We're going to leave that 1 hanging out. Play it in the side. Should be able to set up for the 2 okay here. Going to play that 2 probably in the bottom left-hand corner pocket. I think she likes the angle here. So as I was promising, I'm going to get some of this stuff in the chat here. Let's get that registration for the Bob Stocks up. Register online if you want. We'll put that in the chat on Facebook and on YouTube. Yeah, so I popped on over to the YouTube channel and the Facebook channel to make those posts in the chat. And I can see that we're definitely dropping packets there. And so just bear with us today. We'll try to see if we can figure out what the cause is and make it better for tomorrow. but we're just going to have to make do today. It's not on our side. It's definitely on the house side. We'll try to track that down. We are using a wired connection, but it could be that that wired connection is a problem. So tomorrow we'll do some testing with the Wi-Fi and see if the Wi-Fi is any better. 90% of the time, a wired connection is going to be the way to go. But that doesn't mean that cable hasn't been beat up. It looked like I'd seen better days when I got my hands on it. So we'll reevaluate the situation as far as the connectivity goes, see if we can improve that. And if we can't fix it over the next 2 days, what I will try to do is work with the house and see if we can track down the issue and resolve it. 27 years in IT, a little bit of connectivity problem isn't going to scare me, so we'll get that sorted out. So it looks like Eugenia is going to try to spin the 7 ball in here. Oh, wow. I thought she hit it pretty good there. So just posted the Bob Stocks Memorial Championship registration page. If you scroll down to the bottom of that page, you should see the registered player list. We've got a stout list of players that we're putting together. It's a $160 entry fee with a $3,000 ad. And I believe at last check, I think we had 6 or 7 spots open. Edward, thank you for joining us. Mr. Hoffman. So I'm a little on the fence with that shot, George. I think with the 9 ball being right there, you might just stun that cue and stop that 8 ball right there and use that 9 for cover.
That might have been an option.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely bank it. The ball does bank, but considering the 9 was so tight to the 8, it's a pretty easy safety. Edward, our pleasure, and thank you for sharing the stream. Got to be careful. You're going to hit this ball with draw, not to draw it over into that bottom side pocket where we're at here. Yeah. How often do we see people draw that into the side pocket, George?
Too many times.
Too many times.
Left in the streets.
All right, so Kia takes game number 4, leads 3 games to 1. We're race to 7. If you're just joining us, my name is Wayne Everhart, and we're here at the Triple Nines Bar and Billiards in Elkridge, Maryland. This is the JPNEWT Tour Stop number 1, and this is TTMD Billiards streaming. And my name is Wayne Everhart from the owner of ThinkTech MD. ThinkTech MD is a technology services provider. As I mentioned, 27 years in technology. In a minute, I'll put our link to our website. If you have a small business or a home office and you need some help, we can help everybody from the small business, the home office, all the way up to the enterprise. No job too small or too big. I like what you're thinking there, Edward. That's a pretty sporty shot. Yeah, good hit, but opens things up here. So Eugenia has a chance to get advantage. If she doesn't finish off this rack here, she should be able to maintain advantage. Oh no. Spoke too soon. And what I was alluding to about maintaining advantage is the balls are kind of open. So if she was to get bad position, maybe not like this, you'd be able to more than likely find a way to maneuver out of it and play a safety, because nothing's really hidden. Well, that was a good shot, but no reward. So she may end up losing advantage on this table here. She's going to go to the jump cue. Now, I don't want to tell all Eugenia's secrets, but I know she's been working on her jump shot. And until she got her Lambros jumper, she would not jump a ball. She did. That's a nice jump. Nice jump. I tell you, she's been working on it. Now, I am a little partial to the Lambros jump cue. I am a player representative for Mike Lambros. And I spent some time with Mike helping him develop his jumper. We spent a lot of time working together, trying to find the right balance. A lot of times you can get a real aggressive jump cue that's really easy to jump, and you can jump across the room. But that doesn't help you settle the cue ball down, right? So there's a balance of trying to find the right energetic jump, but also have the ability to settle it down. So we spent a lot of time trying to find that balance. And I think as a result, he's got one of the best jump cues around. So check out Lambros, LambrosCues.com.
I have one of the three break jump cues that he ever made that were sneaky Pete Deluxes that were break jump. Mine's the only one left in existence.
Yeah, George was just making a comment about there was a few, I guess, break jumps, George?
It was a break jump cue.
I'm going to turn his mic back on. Go ahead.
It was a break jump cue that was, in his early days, he made Sneaky Pete's, and he had made Sneaky Pete Deluxes. It had pieces of hardwood on the butt piece as well as the Sneaky Pete. And he made 3 break jump cues out of the Sneaky Pete Deluxe. One of them went to my dear late friend, we called him Chris the Greek, and he ended up selling it to me when he moved away and went down south. But I still have that cue today. It's the only one left in existence.
Hang on to it. Hang on to it.
Oh, I've got the first cue he ever sold.
And that's another story. We'll talk about that soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course. We got to fill in the blanks. This is the blank.
All right, key to the table, ball in hand. Just going to play that 6 ball in that bottom side pocket. I roll forward just a little bit, play the 7 in the opposite side. I hear you, Edward. I hear you. It's definitely a preference. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
All right, so Kia 4-1 over Eugenia. So tomorrow, if you're one of those ladies out there that are watching watching this event thinking, hey, I might like to get involved with the JPNEWT, but I'm a little bit nervous about trying to compete with some of these big dogs. Well, tomorrow, the JPNEWT has a 4:15 under event. Good way to get your feet wet. Get a chance to meet some of the competitors out here, meet some of the ladies. And not just that, maybe get a little bit of instruction from Linda Shea. Linda's having a clinic between 12 and 1. And then at 1 p.m., we'll be starting the 4:15 under ladies event. That's a 4:15 under Fargo. Now, you don't have to have a Fargo. If you're just interested in coming out here and figuring out what it's about, don't get caught up in the Fargo. Just come on out, sign up, have a good time. So that's tomorrow at 1 p.m. under 450 Fargo ladies event at here Triple Nines. So Kia trying to go rail first off that long rail, pocket the 1. Just missed the 1 ball. So looking at the rack here, 7-8 is a little tricky. Transition from the 5 to the 7. Got to be thinking about that a little early. here. You want to be thinking about that now. You don't want to think about it too late. Good pocket speed there from Eugenia. So the question is, does the 7 ball, does she have enough room to play the 7 in the side, or does it go in the corner, the top right-hand corner? I think she's gonna probably play this 7 in the side here. Oh, she's gonna go into it. Nice shot. Nice shot. Well, I really like how she has navigated this out. She played a real nice shot from the 5, bust up to 7-8.
Play the same pocket. Play the same pocket.
Uh-oh.
She killed that ball okay, but wasn't her best percentage. Now she's got to stand on one leg to shoot this ball. You can't reach.
Could have really easy ended up on the 50-yard line with that shot, right, George?
You're supposed to go across to the other pocket.
Right.
She got out and all that stuff, but every once in a while you reach, you lunge for the ball and miss, and sign over the paycheck.
All right, so 2 games to 4. Eugenia to break. I think the ladies are taking a quick break.
And I'm back.
Yep.
I'm
maybe.
back.
No, they're still going.
I've done my thing banging.
George is done. He's
I'm
got his
revitalized.
meal. He's revitalized.
I will place this in an appropriate area for rumble pin.
So, Mr. Hoffman, I see that you're chatting it up here in the group. Where are you from? Edward, he keeps them rolling, buddy. You'll walk out of here with a whole list of idioms and things. Definitely a fountain of one-liners, Mr. Hammerbacker.
Well, I may not be quick of foot, but hopefully I can still be quick of quip.
So, George, Mr. Edward Hoffman here, he's from Seattle. He's been following our stream today. He said he's going to steal you that line about the paycheck shot. I told him that hang tight because there's more coming.
We've only just begun.
Yeah.
I'm just having fun here, folks. Plain and simple.
I'll tell you, it's a joy to have George in the booth, and he probably feels the same way. He has been doing the JPNEWT as a solo gig for some time. And I think you also do the Action Pool Tour, right? And that's a solo gig as well, George. You by yourself there in the booth?
For about 8 years. They had 2 spots, and every once in a great while I would have I would have a guest in the booth with me. But for the most part, I flew solo like 8 years in a row for APT, and this is my third season now with JPNEWT. I came on in the middle of the pandemic in 2020, and I was losing my mind, and Linda saved me. The action tour was on hiatus, and there wasn't much to do, and
Yeah, so that's what I was alluding to, is that it can be a grind when you're here by yourself. And I also do streams by myself, and it's really nice to have someone in the booth that you can chat with. But you have to have the right person, and I found the right person. I'm really excited. So I'm looking forward to our continuing adventures, and
why, yes.
So join us.
Why, yes. It's a project well to my liking.
So Kathy Friend over Alyssa Salt 7-2. Let's go ahead and get those scores updated.
I thought it would be closer than that, Wayne. But Kathy's a tough player. She plays these tables. She's played many JPNEWT events, and I watched Alyssa practice, and looked like she had more than enough game to stay with just about all of these players.
I've had the fortune of just see her workout, just her workout routine when she's practicing, and that's another no nonsense player that goes and practices with a purpose and takes it serious. So that's kind of the ingredient to these top players, is that they take their drilling time and they take the practice time very serious.
There isn't anything in life, and that's life, worse than wasting time. Time is the one thing we don't get back. When we blown it, you can get money back, but you can't get time back.
I just marked it in challenge, but I need to get it over here on the paper and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like Carolyn Powell and Kathy Friend are going to be available. We're waiting yet. We're still waiting.
Okay, we got ourselves a tough match here. 4-3, Kia on the break. It was a good break, but it was dry. We could call that the Sahara Slam or the Mojave Mash.
So the question, George, in the chat from Mr. Hoffman, he was saying, so what are you guys' thoughts on carbon fiber shafts? And I'll start first, and then I'll let George complete the thought, because he's probably got a much more analytical thought process behind it. But what I will say is that for me, a carbon fiber shaft, and I use a ultra low deflection wooden shaft from Mike Lambrose, and it gives me the feel that I'm looking for on different shots. I can actually feel it in my hand. There's a lot of data points that you get in your brain when you're making a shot. Some of it's feel, some of it's pace, and some of it's what you're seeing with your eyes, right? But when you have a feel in your hand, and like that a wooden shaft gives you, you get a little bit of feedback that you don't get when you're playing with a carbon fiber shaft. Some people will describe playing with a carbon fiber shaft as being a dead feel. Like no matter how you hit a ball, it's the same feel, right? No matter the pace, it's sort of the same feel. So aside from that, there's also some other nuances. Say you like to be someone that like to swerve the ball and play some creative shots. Well, if you've got an ultra low deflection shaft or a carbon fiber shaft, sometimes it's hard to throw the ball out offline and get it to come back, right? It wants to hook almost right away. So it's hard to have some of those creative shots that you might be able to have that feeling for with a wooden shaft. Now this is just my opinion, right? And then it's all that matters. But I'm going to throw that over to George and see if he wants to add anything to that.
Well, I can tell you my actual experience with the carbon fiber shafts. I have a real good friend that he's a pool nut, and he experiments with all these new things, and he gave me a carbon shaft, a Revo, from the Predator lines to experiment with, and I set up deflection shots where I was going to need lots and lots of inside English, outside English, and the like. And what I discovered was that I could find no real appreciable difference between the carbon fiber shaft and the wooden 314 pizza pie shaft, with the laminated wood. And the other thing I noticed on hard pop shots and all that, the carbon fiber shaft was superior, but I didn't like the in close touch game.
That's it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The delicate touch that you need with the feel for.
And if you're going to be playing other pocket games other than this lucky 9-ball or even 10-ball, and playing small move games like straight pool or one pocket or even 8-ball for that matter, I found that I had trouble. All right. I find that I don't have quite the same control.
Thank you.
And feel with the fiber shafts in close. And unfortunately, pool isn't like golf, where I get a long shot, I go pick up my cue and hit it with a carbon shaft, and then when I got a little dinky shot, I'm going to use the wood.
Right.
It doesn't work that way.
Right. Exactly. And I will, let me just clarify and add on to what George is saying. Oh, you can massé the crap out of a ball. I mean, you can drive down on it with a carbon fiber shaft and spin it all over the place. It's those delicate little swerve shots that you have difficulties with a carbon fiber, at least in my experience. Now, there's other people's games that are probably well elevated above mine that don't show any ill effect with trying to have that touch with the carbon fiber. I just don't prefer it. And I feel like it's a bit of hype. I've always felt that way, but there are some benefits. Their benefits is that when you clean it over time, it doesn't get narrowed down because you're basically grinding it down with some kind of sandpaper, no matter how fine of grain it is. Over time, it's going to whittle it down. So those are some benefits. But for me, I'm a traditional person. I like the wooden shafts, and I think you're seeing a lot of pro players going away from the wooden shafts. I mean, going away from the carbon fiber shafts and going back to the wooden shafts.
And now I can tell you, I was a golf pro. I was a PGA member back in the early '70s, and they actually had a run with fiberglass golf clubs that was a fad that went about 3 or 4 years, and then all of a sudden they went back to regular metal shafts again. And the other thing is, the good thing with the carbon fiber is if you're thinking green, And the cue makers all tell you, as a one single voice, that there isn't that much good shaft wood available.
That's what Mike Lambros tells me all the time, and I'm
Yeah.
personal friends with Mike Lambros. He says it for him sometimes the biggest difficulty is finding good quality wooden shafts.
With the long tight grain, a straight grain that goes down, and that. When I was in the cue business, I was Mike Lambros's original partner back in 1993, 1994, and I can tell you this, that we would get shaft wood from the best of sources, and when we would cut those planks, when he would cut those planks and into dowels and all, we would only have maybe 5 to 10% of the wood would even be presentable enough for his taste to even
And he's
produce
still that
a
way.
shaft.
He's still that way, yeah.
Like I said, he's meticulous and all, but when people are going to spend the money they spend for these cues, they expect what they expect. You can pay as much for a cue as you can pay for a Chevette.
Oh, George.
I can't help myself. Oh.
So unforced error there by Eugenia. I figured her for pocketing the net ball all day long.
I don't know why she didn't flip it in the side, but I stood back because I didn't think there was much to commentate there. But I can't ever predict what's going to go on in any game. That's what makes pool what it is.
So, George, we had another question in the chat. It's from Q Gardner. I know Q. And he says, hey, George, are you still giving lessons? So I'm going to go ahead and answer that question for George. Yes, he still is. And give me 1 second. I'll go ahead and put the link up in the chat, and you can reach out to George.
All right.
And I'm sorry, it's 5-3
In favor of
Kia.
Kia.
And let's get that chat going.
That would have been 4-4 with Eugenia on the break shot. On the break shot on the JPNEWT tour, the players voted to continue having the 9-ball count on the break, only in the 2 side pockets and the upper corner pockets where Eugenia is currently breaking. The cue ball never counts in the side pocket.
All right, Q. So I went ahead and put in the chat the JPNEWT sponsor page. If you scroll down to the bottom there, you'll see George's contact information.
Thank you.
And George said thank you, Q, and just reach out to him.
I'm flexible. I'm semi-retired. The only evenings I don't have are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All the rest are possible. Weekends, if I'm not doing a tournament like this, all weekends, Mondays and Fridays all day as well.
Sharon, we are dual streaming today. So we're streaming on both Facebook and YouTube. So that's why you'll hear me sort of repeating the question when someone poses one, so that everybody sort of has a perspective and frame of what we're talking about. But we are dual streaming. I normally try to push our folks over to the YouTube channel because it's a little better quality. However, the YouTube channel because it's a little better quality. However, today we are struggling with some dropped packets and frames, so you're not going to see that much difference between both platforms. So just choose whatever's best for you today.
Key is a little past her mark, but she might cut the 5 on the side, hit the 7 and stay. Well, the hit the 7 and stay part was good, but she didn't make the 5. We might, I don't know if Eugenia has any piece of this 5 ball, or whether she's going to have to go to the air. It looks like the short rod is out. She can get up on this. No, she can't. Not quite. She
Good
hits
job. Good job.
it. Going behind the 9, it looks
And,
like.
you know,
No.
from my perspective and watching Eugenia develop her jump, I'm impressed. She would be hesitant at that shot in the past, and that just goes to show you, just putting the time in, and you can get it. And I'm proud of her. She's doing well.
Here's an interesting shot here. The bank plays the 4-rail position, banking it back where she's standing. She played the 7 on the carom, and it didn't go down and sold out.
Wow.
But the 7's in there deep. It's on the shelf.
How did
on
it
the
stay
inside.
up? Man.
That's on the inside of that pocket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what kind of shape Kia gets here.
Well, she hit it good.
The shape I like for Kia is on the long rail, so that she's got the ball exposed. She can't.
It's so deep in there, George.
This is, like I said, a lesson in itself. And a 90-minute to 2-hour session when playing balls out of pockets and learning some tricks of alignments and things like that aren't in books. I don't like this alignment right here. Now she's got to muscle this ball off the point with the low left
It's just too
draw.
deep to try to
And
cheat it off the rail, isn't it? Oh, she did. Well,
You see,
Yeah.
she had to get to. If she was on the rail, she could rub across that ball and go 1, 2, 3 cushions to the 9, hitting all center diamonds. But I never missed a ball from the bleachers or the booth. Did you ever miss a ball from the bleachers or the booth, Wayne?
never.
Well, Eugenia's getting chances.
Yeah, and I mean, it's definitely a makeable shot.
This is an 8th ball shot.
Yeah.
This is cue ball center to a tip
Just
outside.
gotta control the cue ball.
Over chip. Oh,
Good
she
shot.
got it.
Good shot.
Good shot.
So
5-4.
Eugenia crawls within 1. 4 games to 5 on a race to 7. Coming up on game 10.
Yes, indeedy. Eugenia, she's tough. Like I said, I've seen her play lights out, and then other times she's hadn't been able to make a ball. But that's random. I don't think that's how she plays. That's just a cross section. Only a couple times I've witnessed her play on the stream. So she's got the shots. She's got the game.
All right, so Kia to break, leading 5 games to 4 on a race to 7.
Let's see if the tray ball goes off in the corner pocket.
Looking for that wing ball. Wing ball fires right in, just like George called it.
Wing go.
So George, tell the viewers how to diagnose that wing ball. If you're breaking, if it's landing high or low on the corner, if it's going in high on the corner, catching the long rail, or coming in low and hitting the short rail before going in near the pocket.
Actually, what happens is that it's a percentage of hit you put on the one ball, and if you hit Oh, if you hit the one ball a little too full, uh, the ball, the one ball is gonna catch and push the 3 ball up.
So, are you saying that when you're trying to diagnose your break, if you're finding you're missing your wing ball, it's not about pace? Is it more about moving the cue ball around on the behind the head string to find your break spot, or is it pace?
It's about 50% pace and about 50% direction.
Okay.
And we were watching the 10 ball play last week on the bar tables on the diamonds, and we saw the boys that hit the balls hard
Struggling.
Yeah. And they were hitting them flush and everything, parking the ball, and the ones that hit that medium speed, balls
Transferring all the energy into the rack.
balls were flying and everywhere.
Yeah.
That was hit a little roughly. Yeah, but these are some great questions because a lot of people, when I go to regional tournaments, and I've played and commentated for a long time at regional events and national events, and I can say, oh man, she hit that ball like a. But anyway, though, that they never practice the break shot. Most people, they throw balls out on the table and run them out and all that stuff, and you don't get a clue about how the table's breaking, how your speed is on the table of your break, none of that. Only the people that are.
I watched Shane Van Boning when he was doing his streams, and I think he was getting ready for the Moscone Cup. I'm trying to remember, but I was just watching him break and break and break and break for hours, and that takes a certain amount of patience. I mean, and not just to be breaking for hours, but to be diagnosing what's happening on the break.
But again, you see, that's the discipline, and that's going to be what makes Shane, and makes all these other people that get to the final 4 or 8. That's why they're a little short. Right on top of it.
So both of these ladies have missed a couple of balls that are uncharacteristic, I would say.
This is third round winner's side.
Third round winner's side. Yep.
Field of 32, so, 32 player chart. So essentially, oh, look at that. That ball just kind of grabbed and rolled under the belly of that 5 ball. That
Would you call it bellied up? They're bellied up?
Bellied up. She only might have the back kick if, that would be it. Maybe she can hit it. Hard to say.
Look like it. Doesn't look like it. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Not only did she hit it, she make it. Shows you what we know, George.
That's a sweet shot there. We've got the 7 over the hole. Just got to be about her business here from the 5 to the 6 to the 7. That won't hurt her, that little rub. In fact,
might help her, George.
Yeah, she comes off 2 rails and goes back on that side rail where the 7's set and past it.
Yep.
And she's got the right angle to go to the 8. Nope.
Oh, heartbreak.
Yeah, I would have expected her to have overcut the ball, if anything, not chunked it.
Yeah.
Because the cut ball takes her back across the table. This
We're going to have a long way to go here, George.
No, this is a tomahawk shot. You drop the cue on the ball inside out and go and hit all middle diamonds.
You go high right here and try to go around the table?
I would hit it high left to center.
High left, okay.
And squirt it. And she's going to play it low and go deep.
So she flattened it out off of that.
It's in the hole.
Oh, man. That's unlucky.
No, you see, you couldn't go low on that shot. That was the wrong path.
Yeah.
You see, when you played the shot I described, you hit all middle diamonds, and you can never scratch when you hit middle diamonds.
Well, that's a fact, George.
But I love this. Watching good players compete here. This is just music to my soul to be here. I'm so grateful. I'm having fun. And,
So Skip to my Lou. That's one of our viewers here. Skip to my Lou. Skip, you were asking about the level play and are they any good? These two ladies are some top-notch players. They're both in the WPBA, albeit probably down in the middle to the bottom tier of the WPBA. However, they are still there and they've put their time in, and they're certainly at the top echelon of the local ladies here. All these ladies here that are here.
Eugenia evens account at 5 games apiece.
5 apiece. So the point I was making is the ladies here are either aspiring to be pro, or they're on the semi-pro level, or they're just coming out of the league atmosphere and pursuing their career, moving into more of the advanced or upper level tournament play, if that's the right way to say it.
And to add to what Wayne said, I can only tell you from my own experience how hard Miss Kia Burwell, who I've seen personally for 15 or more years, has worked on her game in all aspects. She practices with purpose and discipline, and is a stickler for the fundamentals, and very seldom.
Very disciplined.
Very disciplined, and you might if you outshoot her, you outshoot her, but she's a great competitor too, and Eugenia, from what I've seen, is pretty gritty in her own right. There's one where I wasn't clocking a wing ball that time.
Here's a shot for you. I'm going to show you a picture. You want to see some competitive faces. Look across this room here, and you can just look at these ladies. That's some intensity out there.
That's why I'm here. Intensity knows no gender.
That's right.
And you got ladies that came from New Jersey and places like that have made this commitment to come and take a weekend 150 miles from home to come down here and compete. Or 2 ladies from Pennsylvania, from Scranton, right at the very top of the state, almost in New York by about 20-25 minutes. They're like 200, 500-mile round trip to come here and play. The likes of Miss Melissa Jenkins and Carol Clark out of Scranton, playing out of the Eagle billiard room up there. And they're regulars. They've appeared at least 80-90% of all the things I've seen in the 2 years plus I've been doing this JPNEWT thing. And they love the game, and they love to compete. Oh, that was a
Fortunate
setback.
there. Pretty fortunate.
Well, she's okay. She can dump this 4-ball safe behind the 9 and go up table, or cue ball behind the 9. That was
Lots
easier
of options there.
shot.
Yeah, lots of options there.
That's a good shot because Kia doesn't necessarily have that side rail to get to the
Yeah,
four
she's going to
ball.
have to go to that short rail down table, come back down for the 3.
Yeah, that's a good shot. A good shot in a 5-5 game and a
Absolutely,
match
absolutely.
to 7. 2 railed it and tried it. Uh-oh, don't knock the 9. Too much into the hole there.
A lot of folks might say, well, why would you 2 rail that instead of going 1 rail? And the answer is the ball is bigger when you
Yes.
go 2 rails.
Bigger ball. You got that 1,000%, Wayne. That's correct. But here, Eugenia is shooting for the meat.
Take a little extra time to line this one up.
See, from here, you see the other part of the thing is I'd be giving myself a slight angle to drift behind the 8. Instead of, if you
So
miss
George
it,
is saying, play a little 2-way here. Try to cover the 8 ball, cover the cue ball up with the 8 if you miss.
because you expose yourself to a shot if you don't make it like
Right.
that. And with ball in hand, when you don't get a positive result, it'll usually weigh on you. It's going to cost you, just like this cost her. She might have a 2-railer to come behind that ball. Middle diamond, cross table.
So a little
Right up
shout
in
out
there.
for. Go ahead, George.
Right up in here. Playing a middle diamond. Now she's down too low. Oh, she played the 1-railer. That's good play. She got her semi-hooked there, if not hooked.
So I'd like to say thank you to folks out there supporting us. Thank you to Kyle Berger for liking and following our stream. Mr. Hoffman, thank you for sharing the stream. Charles Besmer, thank you for liking our stream. Appreciate that. Every bit of support counts. It doesn't have to be donations. Likes and follows, shares, that's what we need.
Well, all you sweaters out there, you might have to don your antiperspirants. Because this looks like it could be a hill thing. That's tight whether Kia has the 2-railer just to get past the 9 and come 2 rails in the back of the 4.
Coming up on a little over 4.5 hours of streaming. Been going since, I guess, around 11:30 or so.
A wonderful event.
Well, I guess closer to noon if you figure 4:30 now.
No,
Yeah.
no chance.
Oh.
I don't think she had the 2-railer down at the out of this bottom corner where the 4 ball was. It was tight. She couldn't get past the 9. But this isn't any piece of cake. The 4 to the 5 and then the 5 back to the 6. Tough. The 8 isn't exactly sitting in the garden spot either.
That's 6. I'll probably put you on 6.
So this is definitely some uncharacteristic cue ball control from both of these ladies.
And they both played some matches too, so there's no.
George saying no excuse.
Well, no, it's just part of the randomness of things.
Yeah.
I've played and beaten world-class players in short tournaments with them uncharacteristically missing balls, where I got lucky and missed balls that rolled behind balls and stuff like that. That's all the randomness of this game.
And the thing of that is, it can in a short race, it can really. I've been on the side where every time you get to the table, you can see the ball, you can hit the ball, but the safety and the make are almost as difficult. And it goes on for shot after shot after shot, you know, and that is the randomness of things. I guess what George is saying there is you just got to keep within yourself, keep your head in it, and try to.
She's going to park her on the 9.
Yeah, this is.
Oh no! Sold out. But these are all within the standard variations. And if you're into math, statistics, logic, these are all part of the general flow of any kind of fluid situation such as this. And I have a little education about flow and statistics.
She should be all right, but
that was just a shoot and stop and play the 9 crossing that left-hand corner pocket. This is a monster game. 6-5 won the hill. The other lady has to win them both. Nice shot from Eugenia.
Nice shot.
She took a ball in hand with 2 balls and turned it into an adventure. And sometimes these ladies can string a couple of racks or more. So you know there's such a randomness to this. It makes this always a fresh thing to watch on any video or anything, because you just never know what's going to happen.
Thank you very much, Randy. Glad you could join us. Randy Davis popped in the stream.
Randy from like Aberdeen. He's Aberdeen or Harford County, I think he is. Good player.
Him and his partner edged us out in the Scotch doubles event. And good folks. Randy's a great guy.
Good break shot from Kia. The 2 ball is sitting kind of in a dungeon, the spot there between those balls, and Kia has no visible reward to pocket this ball unless she can play a good safety off the deuce.
I think she might be okay. She's a straight angle into the 2, George. She might be able to stick that cue ball there.
Yeah, I think she's got the shooting stick, and
same type of play.
Correct.
It's a nice shot there by Kia.
Looks like we're going to have some more meteorology going on. It's why she isn't jumping. Oh, man.
It's a real nice effort.
Nice effort. Tough result. 2 to 3 hanging. The 4 ball is the prize here.
Yeah, that's it. This 4 ball's going to be a little trouble. It's got some blockers hanging out in front of it. Got the 6, 8, 9 guard in the 4 here.
That's a good path. She can come in between the 8-9 gap on this. Uh-oh. You got to hit the 6. Oh, no. She drew her ball, and I thought she was going to come flatter with a stun.
So, yeah, you think she was getting ready, trying to set up to play the 4 in the bottom left corner, George? She overran her position? Or...
I think she hit the wrong shot myself, but then that's easy. That's easy to call from the bleachers. It looked like that she could have gone 2 rails and gone through the gap there.
Between the 8 and the 9?
Between the 4 and the 8.
The 4 and the 8, yeah.
Did you win, Judy? Oh, she didn't win.
All things considered, not too bad.
That's a gnarly looking lead. She's got a jack up reach. The 4 ball looks like it's about froze. She's got to get the rake for goodness sake. And she's got a twister cookie. And if she twists her cookie and runs off the edge of that ball, she can catch the corner pocket down there where she's standing. Oh, she hit it full.
Just a...
That's good touch there. That's good shot.
Yeah, I thought actually it was going to be a little too stiff.
That's good shot there.
They don't even, they're not even.
I got 3 games on Brianna.
I think that she's doing it on challenge because it's not in there.
They have to put.
I know they're
I
not.
don't do it anymore. I don't do it.
I know they're not. So I can't. I
Who's
can't.
doing it? They have to put the score on.
They haven't been doing it.
Because that's our
Nobody's been
backup.
doing it. I know, but nobody's been doing it. Maybe she's doing it on challenge, but nobody's doing it.
This is gone. The paper is gone.
I know, but it's not today, Judy. It's not today. It's not today. It is not. I just got that.
This is a nice looking layout here for Eugenia all of a sudden here. You know, this is Wayne. This is like a 2 railer across the face of the 4 to the middle of the table.
First time I've ever come here that I haven't driven.
She killed it a little bit.
Bushwhacker.
Yeah, she needed a little bit more pace.
Milk and it's
Now she had to draw her ball across the face a little more and get deeper into those 2 corners to go out the line that she's looking there.
I got it. Yeah.
very good.
Now though, she can send this ball in and get a reasonable shot at the side. Nah, no chance.
Yeah, I think Fly is one.
Well, Kia can't ever ask for a better chance than this.
So we're going to be waiting on these.
High left ball.
I think they played that, right? Or they're playing now.
Good look at it on that angle.
Not allowed. Right, yeah. Relax.
Here's a shot that's all speed, and again, this is where I would trust having a wood shaft in my hand compared to a fiber shaft.
Carbon fiber, yeah.
But that's me. Look outside.
She looked like she hit that ball so smoothly and delicately, and it just went forever.
Well, we don't have anything, but nobody is doing it. I've just been putting the tables because
This is a tough little shot here. She's got natural shape, but she's got to stay down on this ball. Key is tournament hardened and toughened, and this lays naturally if she can just stay down. Get a good look at her. Jumped up.
Yeah, you saw her motion. She felt like she popped up too.
She left it long and straight in.
You can see her lift her stick up like popped up or elevated, pushed up.
The shot I like, if she can draw her ball back, that's good. But most times when people try to power this shot, they'll lift that pocket. I like the rail first. Because she had one in the, she's got a shot to win the match, so this is a half ball shot, a classic. She's looking center cue ball to bottom edge, 9 ball. That would be my alignment on this shot. Perfect look at it, Wayne. Over chip to cheddar. She jumped up too. Not that the rail first would have been a cure-all for her position there before, but she was trying to play a shot she didn't have.
Did you win, Linda? Did you win?
I didn't.
You didn't?
On the hill. I did.
You did?
Yes.
So
Oh.
both ladies having a little bit of difficulty finishing out the match.
Updated challenge.
This is, and Wayne is correct. It's uncharacteristic. I've witnessed dozens of matches that Kia has played, at least 2 dozen in a couple of years on this tour, and I've seen her play personally a lot. And that's going to scratch, and they're going to go hill.
Yep, so hill, both ladies having a tough time in that rack. Just couldn't put it away. So we're going to go to the 13th and final rack.
The Coupe de Gracie,
Coup de grace.
not to be confused with Mardi Gras or Haverty Gras, or just
Low craw.
Faux Gras, or even Mat Gras.
That's it, back craw.
I'll just keep coming up with them as I go.
No question. All right, so we're on our final game for this match.
Both players have mounted the precipice. They've scaled the hill. And now, one is going to be on the peak, and the other one's going to be in the valley. That's the only thing we know for sure.
Mr. Cunningham, thank you for liking the stream. Appreciate that.
Okay, Judy's ever playing Char now?
Yes.
Eugenia to break on the hill.
There goes Wingo. There was a basketball player named Nate Wingo out of Wichita State, played for the Knicks a long time ago. But it wasn't Johnny Wingo or Wingo Star. None of that stuff. Looks like a 2-railer safe behind these balls to me. I don't know if she got there. Might be a little full on this ball if she's got it.
Mr. Carroll, indeed, Team TTMD, thank you very much for joining us in the chat. His wife Lindsay, I hear, competing today. Lindsay Carroll.
Here we go. The 3-ball is playable, I think. She could even draw her ball into the 9. If she can't make the 3, she can draw a carom into the 9.
I'm going to have to get up here in a minute and do some jumping jacks or something. My legs are freezing. A little chilly.
Jumping jack flash,
Jumping
it's
jack,
a guess.
something. I'll do something.
Look out. Now we had 29 ladies post for today's event, and wonderful turnout.
I only think it's going to get bigger, George. I don't think it's going to get any smaller. I think we're going to keep growing the event. Plenty of interest out there.
I can tell you this. I'm not. I haven't been this excited behind the mic in years.
Man, that's exciting to hear. That's exciting to hear.
Here's a good looking shot. If she can follow that with the high right.
She hit it. Oh,
this plays good to play the 5 in the side on the real skinster, the skinny cut. I call them the skinster.
yeah.
And she'll carry right down near this top right hand corner pocket.
Don't hit. Yep. Oh, good shot. You called it, George. Beautifully done.
Perfect. Slate angle. She's got a. I like her coming to the side rail, middle diamond.
I'm just
There's
responding
2 rails
to
around in the middle of the table.
Mr. Carroll there saying on the A side 2 wins. Congratulations to Lindsay.
I don't like this.
And now that, folks, is a prime example about what I'm talking about. Lindsay Carroll never been to one of these events. She's out here, and I think if Ryan is accurate, she has won 2 matches. She's still on the A side. And that's probably a young lady that was a bit shaken in her shoes when she first came out here today. And she's out here doing it.
Nice shot, but it's got to hurry.
Ah,
We get down to the last 2 balls for the mozzarella,
man.
for the cheese, for the wampum.
So even if you hit this ball with low and pocketed in the top left-hand corner,
She's going
sometimes this
down
cue
low
ball will
with
drift
cue ball.
underneath the 9 here.
She can't get across the face of that ball enough.
Should be able to get enough of the 8 ball.
She's gonna play a runner, I think, on the inside. Beautiful hit. What a shot for the
Oh, that
cash.
was nicely done.
But they're close
Nicely done.
together. These shots can give anybody the whiskeys.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. You run the risk of going under the 8 a little bit. I mean, excuse me, under the 9 a little bit, and then when you try to hold it like she did, she hit that ball good. She could have ended up right up on top of the 9.
She's got it.
Good stroke. So Eugenia over Kia
Eugenia.
Burwell, 7 games to 6.
And in an interesting but strangely contested match where both players might have lost that match and won that match twice. But we'll be back in a few minutes here from the Triple Nines Bar and Billiards in Elkridge, Maryland, hosting event number 1, a JPNEWT tour. Thanks a million to Baltimore City Qs for their considerate and continuing support. We also got to thank Gina Cunningham, who's also competing here today, I might add, the Keller Williams Integrity Real Estate Group, the new Green Room Billiards, Dundalk, Maryland, stronghold of the APA and regional events for a long time. great and holder of Charlie's Pro Shop. And we have Jay Peschauer Custom Cues, the title sponsor of the JPNEWT Tour.